She's married to Medicine Wives LA. I don't know if y'all gonna make it. Come on, y'all, let's talk about it. So let's get into it. This is Married to Medicine LA, Season 2, Episode 2. It opens up with Imani and Jasmine trying to get it together once again. I just hope that this whole season is not based around them in this entire storyline about this dope dealer's house, allegedly. Imani hurting Jasmine's feelings, and Imani trying to apologize the whole season. It's just getting tiresome already. So you find Imani apologizing again, trying to get Jasmine to understand her side by trying to giving her examples of how she grew up and why she is the way that she is. And to me, it was just, you've apologized once again, and adding something on the top of that, like, I grew up like this, or this is why I'm like this, and to me at this point, is really irrelevant. But hey, it's a storyline, I guess. So they get interrupted by the other ladies. So what they do is kind of decide to call a truce. So Shanique is at home. She's with her husband talking about starting a new career. Now, Shanique, she talked in a confessional about how she held the house down where her husband did, how when he was in, medical school, and she worked, she paid all the bills, she did that. She was a down chick. She took care of everything. And I really kind of think that it's not that he doesn't want Shanique to work. I think that he wants to reward her for her hard work by saying, baby, if it's too much, stay at home. Just take care of the kids. The kids are big enough to get them off to school, and you can relax, take care of the base thing. But that's not Shanique's vibe. That's not who she is. Shanique is like, she's always worked, and she doesn't want to give up her individuality and her independence. And she loves being a mom or wife, having the career, having the job, doing it all. I think she just feels a little unappreciated where her husband can step in a little bit. She got up, she made him, she was like, do you want breakfast? I'll take that time to make breakfast. She made breakfast, she was getting the kids ready, she was getting herself ready, she was running out the door, she had to turn around, come back, kiss her husband, and he was like, you just need to take some deep breaths. And I could tell she kind of wanted to, like, check him in that moment, like, don't play with me. Because what average modern day mom is getting up, fixing her husband breakfast? Most wives be like, catch you something at the hospital, taking the kids to Wendy's for a #1, breakfast special. Then she's probably grabbing her a Starbucks and a croissant on the way to work. So it just shows that she's not a Toya. And she doesn't want to be a Toya. She doesn't want to be a kept woman and stay at home. She wants to be who she is and have her own individuality. And I really can respect that. She's a superwoman. And I give her that. But, go ahead, superwoman, but don't be pushed around here finding who you are, and then all of a sudden this marriage is too much for you or too cramped, and then you having problems within your marriage, because it's work for you guys. And if she feels unappreciated, I think she needs to make that known. If he feels, some type of way, I think he should make it known. I think they're just having a lapse in communication right now. So we move on to Kendra and her husband. And I like Kendra. Kendra, her and her husband are both of Asian descent, and she's half Asian, half Jamaican, black or something, but they have a really cute and funny relationship. It's like a newlywed love story for real. They just had the baby, and he's very quirky in his own way. Like, she was telling him about some things that Emily said, and he was like, okay, whatever. He let it roll off his back. And she's kind of the firecracker, and you can tell he's the calmer of the two, and they balance each other out. Where she wanted to still be kind of upset about it, he was kind of letting her know it's not a big deal. We're good. She doesn't define who we are. She doesn't define who I am, or you as a parent, a mother, a wife, a friend. And he kind of brought her back, and she was like, okay, you're right. He's like her yin to her yang. It was really, really sweet. They're funny. They talked about how, they met and when they were in college, and she had all these guy friends, and everybody wanted her, and he was kind of like the friend zone. And she was like, when I think about it, he gave me a lot of advice on my relationships and things to that effect. Now that I think about it, he did a lot of cock blocking. And he was like, yeah, You thought I was this little dingy, nerdy dude. You know, all along I had a game plan. And look, my game plan worked. I got you. And she was like, you know, I love him and stuff to that effect. And you could just tell, you know, it was just a cute relationship. So, okay, I like them. I like them. They may be my favorite married couple on the show if they are truly that organic. So then we move over to Brittany and her husband. He's still sleeping in the kids' room and on the bottom bunk of the kids' twin size bunk bed set in the other room. So I'm still trying to understand that. I don't know what's going on, but I need Brittany to get it together with her husband. Okay, enough time has passed. Your kids are there. They're used to you being there. Everything, you know, should be getting back to normal. And I really think if there's nothing major going on in the marriage, that they should be able to mend it. But I don't know if it's more on Brittany's side or her husband's side. But they almost feel as if though, I don't know. I think the husband almost just tolerates the relationship. Like it's almost cheaper to keep her. I don't really know if he left everything in Orlando to come there, like a job, career, things to that effect, and so she's solely the breadwinner, which I don't know about that one. I don't know, he could have gave up everything for her, and maybe he's feeling resentful for that. You know, a man to pack up, leave his house, leave his kids. She came to LA for a better life, which I don't know if their life is better because they showed their old house and they were living large. And I'm kind of with her husband. I'm kind of like, we leaving all this for this. And then we finally come here for this, and it's just a hot mess. So I need Brittany and her husband to get it together, but they're planning a party for Brittany. And he goes to the venue and meets with the coordinator, and he loves everything. Everything is put together really well. And so they get ready for Brittany's party. So when we get to the party, then the ATL ladies arrive. Contessa, Toya, Heavenly, and Quad. Now, Dr. Heavenly is my girl. Dr. Heavenly, you was wrong for this whole scene. From that dress with that split, like you were busting out like a bag of beans, to them shoes. Now, the shoes were fine. The shoes were fine. I love the shoes. It had a thin heel. It was black with a beautiful bow on the side. But, them shoes had her feet hurt so bad that her knees were so bent like she was a majorette in a march band in Mardi Gras. I was like, Heavenly, if you don't take them shoes off, all the money you get, you could have got you some, just be a toy. Get you some wedges. Get you some big girl heels. You know, the big chunky heels like an old school Steve Madden heel or a platform. Some that can withstand all that weight. That heel was too thin for you. Man, those shoes were leaning so bad that the bows were almost on the floor. They was like leaning. I was like, Heavenly, you know her feet was hurting, them that sole was burning, you know, them toes was cringing, and I was like, Heavenly, you just had nerve talking about this girl in the last episode. You come up in here representing like a hot 2-piece with a biscuit. I was like, Heavenly, you was wrong for that, dead wrong. And then I was like, Heavenly, where your flats at? Any woman knows for a good evening to turn out even better, you sneak your pair of flats in your purse. You can't even wear the flats. At this point, you could have just said, look, I'm getting ready to have toe jam surgery, ankle surgery, knee surgery. You could have put dazzle them out. You could have went and got you some little Family Dollar specials with little rhinestones on like the little old women wear with the matching head and the matching little purse. Heavenly, you could have did a whole lot than that hot mess you had on. So you can't talk about nobody else for a couple of episodes. You can't talk about Toya. Toya came in there thick she is. She was handling it. You know, Quark gonna be dressed from head to toe. And even Dr. Contessa don't step to her game was so heavily. I don't want to hear you done went under, you know, the bridge. You can't even cross over the bridge. You gonna have to go under through the ditch to come back up on the other side to meet the other girls because you was wrong for that. So as we're there, Toya is there, and of course Toya wants to go to the bar. Toya and her Patron, you know, I want me some Patron to get this party started. Toya, I'm gonna need you to find another brand of tequila because Patron is not top shelf. They have a top shelf Patron, but even a top shelf Patron is not the top of the shelf Patron. You know, tequila. I'm sorry. I'm like, but Toya just really shows her bougetto side. Like, you got $1 million house, and you dress like you still shop at City Trends on occasion. But then you have a bougie, ghetto version of who you are, your look. Your look ain't even always that put together. You don't dress the best, but you'll say, oh, this is a $5,000 outfit, and that outfit looked like it came from Rainbow. But then she had the nerve to go to the bartender and ask for some Patron. The bartender was like, oh, we don't have that. We don't carry that brand in stock. Looking at her like, girl, you see where you at? I'm gonna need you to find another avenue for a drink. I'm gonna need you to find another, a Saza tequila. I'm gonna need you to find a Corazon, and she got offended. I'm like, he the one who should have been offended. Came up in there asking for some doggone Patron. And she was like, I just had to go get me some Patron. So I can't believe y'all don't have Patron. I mean, had an answer. I'm like, Toya, you in LA, baby. To upgrade your liquor. I know you like Patron because it's a party. It's cheap. You can get a lot of it for a little bit, and it can turn the party out. But I'm going to need you to come on over 2020 and do something a little bit better when you're going out of town, socializing with the uppity people, the real uppity people, LA style. I'm going to need you to get together and get something better. But other than that, I was like, Toya, you just doing too much. You embarrassing. We ain't got time for that. Get you some Beaujolais and have a seat, because you and this Patron thing is just too much. So at the party, Imani finally arrives and she sees Jasmine. She hugs her. They're trying to get to a better place. I don't know how sincere this is, but I don't know if it's for the cameras, but I really feel like deep down inside, Imani still really doesn't vibe with Jasmine. She really doesn't respect Jasmine. And I think deep down inside, Jasmine is still not accepting this whole Imani thing, because Imani really embarrassed her. And she still doesn't know how to rebound from that. Because she's still doing stuff that makes Imani and everybody else look at her sideways. Like, she was asking for her food and she wanted salmon. And she was like, she didn't want seasoning on it. And they were like, you don't want seasoning on it? She said, I know I don't eat seasoning on my meat. And everybody was like, here she go with this old Hillary Banks, 90210 mess. This is why we always got something to say, because of stuff like this. Who don't eat seasoning on their meat? But I mean, to each his own. But Jasmine, you're not help driving the narrative of what these women see you as. And I just need you were doing better last episode by trying to put yourself out there to be more a part of the group and intellectually and be present. And now you just, but I mean, to each his own. So Imani finds a way. She has to figure out how I'm going to tell these ladies my husband is not in town, because what's going to happen is Imani already know they're going to come for her. So she finds a way to slide it in that her husband is in Oklahoma for 3 months. And women like, okay, not Miss Imani, all knowing, all showing, all glowing. You and your husband ain't been together in 3 months. That's how they looking at it. But Imani will say, no, it's a business deal. He's reinventing himself, reinventing a business. A lot of people think that maybe in real life he's starting like a, a cannabis shop or something like that. Oklahoma is good for it because a lot of the cannabis shops thrive in these outer regions where the climates are good for it, where the market is great for it, as opposed to more in the inner city where it's probably more expensive to have one, and a lot of people may not be leaning towards their way. But however it may be, she hasn't explained what he's doing. So to us, you and your husband not together. He done left you and moved to Oklahoma, and he done married somebody that's out there raising cows and goats. So that's how the lady. So it was funny because everybody was giving Imani the side eye, and she picked up on it. But she knew she had to get ahead of it before somebody else brought it to the table. And so it's coming, Imani. It's coming. They finna get in your stuff, girl. So Brittany and Contessa finally get there to the party, and Shanique and Jasmine are discussing Imani. They pull them over to the side, and like I said, it doesn't take long for they get to running with it. They like, look, Miss Imani at home soloing it, baby. Her husband left her. In their eyes, he's gone, he's left. It's trouble in paradise, all this, which you can't really be mad at, because once you put your life out there and you start to critique and dog everybody else, be ready, because your turn is coming. So, at the party, Heavenly asked Imani about her ring, because she's saying, well, we don't wear them, you know, as if, yeah, I've never really worn my ring. And the women are like, what? And you know, Dr. Heavenly old school, she like, you don't wear your ring, baby. Is it more trouble in paradise than what she's letting out? Now, I got two takes on that. My husband and I, 20 years, 21 years, I wear my ring because I work in an office. But my husband doesn't wear his ring through the weekday for the work week because he works at a chemical company. And so I even suggested he get a band. But even the guys on his job have had to replace their wedding bands over and over again. It tarnishes them. It fades them. It gets bent because he works with a lot of big drums and things of that effect. So he's like, I just don't wear it because it's going to do more damage than good. And I'm like, you know, for me, it doesn't make it him any more married to me because he has a ring on. A woman can approach him with or without the ring. So it's not a big thing. But when we're out together after hours, he has his ring on. When we're out of town, he wears his ring. On the weekends, he wears his ring. So, you know, Imani was like, well, we don't wear them. And everybody was like, you don't wear a ring. So maybe that's just their thing. Some people have tattoo bands. I don't know if she has one in lieu of when they're not wearing their ring. Some people have very expensive. My wedding ring is very expensive. And every time I wear it out, people always tell me how beautiful it is. And it makes me feel uncomfortable. So a lot of times I just choose to only wear it when I'm with my husband. So I get that. It can go either way. I can't remember if she wore a wedding band in the first season. We would have to go back and look. But her take on it was, that's just something we don't do. So I was like, okay then. You got to be careful, Imani, because they nitpicking now, baby. They are nitpicking. And you going to be on the other end of that stick receiving that mess that you was putting out. So Contessa at the party speaks on her and Britton's friendship. And it was really sweet. And then her husband speaks as well and talks about, you know, his wife. And so he loves his wife. They love each other. I think that this is just a strain. I think that Britton saw an opportunity for more money, for exposure. You know, who knows? Maybe she wants to open up her own business and she's getting herself out there so that she's able to. And the husband is giving her an opportunity to kind of, you know, do that. I can remember when Portia on Atlanta Housewives wanted to do that, and her ex-husband Cordell was like, no. He was like, no, if you're gonna have a baby, you're gonna sit at home. She was like, but we can get a nanny. He was like, no. You know, and it was just a back and forth struggle, and it caused a rip in their relationship because Portia wanted to be more independent, wanted to bring more to the table. And I think that, you know, Britton's husband is giving her an opportunity to at least attempt that. So I hope that they're able to bring it back together, get together, and keep it together for the sake of not on, you know, the kids, but just for themselves. Because I do believe that they are in love with each other. I just think that this move, the television, the cameras, all that, is just going to take some use to it. Everybody's just not up for that camera thing. Everybody's just not up for their life. Hence why I think Jasmine's husband is probably leery about being a part of the show as well. Because you put everything out there. So the next morning, the ladies have to leave because Toya went home to be with her family, with her boys. You know, Eugene like, look, you ain't living this life now. Our agreement is I'm going to work and bring home the bacon, and you're going to stay here with these kids, Raven, and fry this bacon up in the pan. So Toya had to head on back home. So Quad, as usual, being annoying, you know, and had the nerve to complain. First of all, you're in Jasmine's B&B. Beautiful place. You're living good. And there was a basket. And Quad was complaining that she didn't have her curlers or something like that. And just some basic necessities that most women travel with. If you do makeup, you got your makeup brushes and your foundation. If you don't, you go get what you don't have. If you forgot your toothbrush or you lost your toothbrush on your way here, you stop by a Walgreens, a Quickie Lube, you know, a Family Dollar, or Walmart, and you grab your bare necessities. Quiet had the nerve to complain. I was like, Quiet, you're doing too much. You're really getting on my nerve. Instead of saying, oh, you know, let me tell you, you know, I love what you're doing with the place. That I had an idea for you. I stayed somewhere one time. Guess what? This is what they had, a basket full of treats. Each room had a personalized welcome basket. You know, that would really help and be appreciated by your guests. She went on this rant about how the girl didn't have this and how she should have had that. And I was like, Quiet, what the heck? Shut up. I was like, Quiet, Quiet is doing too much. I don't know if this is after they canceled her show, leading up to it. Maybe she's trying to make her stamp on something. Maybe she thinking she can move over there and take a spot on this show. So she's really being out there and being up front with it. But I was like, Quiet, you doing too much. You just doing too much. And even Heavenly was like, girl, how you gonna be here complaining about free stuff? These people don't let us stay here free. They done cook food for you, eating these people free food for breakfast. And you right here having her complain about something. And after Heavenly was like, Quiet needs to sit down and get up off her high horse. And she needs to stop doing this. It was just too much. So Heavenly and the pretty dumb come in. She had to go back again and say, you know, I really just thought you was a pretty dumb girl when I met you. You know, but now I realize you do have substance. You know, that still is insulting within itself. You don't still have to keep telling people, you know, I thought you were dumb and I thought you were special. I thought you was a ditzy blonde, but, you know, now I realize you have substance. You don't have to keep doing that. Just let it be what it is, because to me, to keep coming back with that is insulting within itself. You know, like I said, Jasmine came in with this Hillary Banks 90210 Dizzy type thing, and she realized last year, probably by looking back at herself, this is not going to flow with this type of women, because they're going to eat me alive. I am smart. I have more to bring to the table than just being a doctor's wife. I can bring my own. They see that I'm able to solidify some things. I have businesses. I can think for myself, and my beauty helps, but it's not who I am. And I'm glad that she was able to come into her own. So, you know, it was kind of flat. The second episode, I really, you know, I don't know. The Atlanta girls are leaving, and so they're going to have to do this whole thing on their own. This episode was flat for me. I don't know if they're going to be able to keep it going, but we're going to pray for them, because I think that they can pull it through. I'm still not sure about the cast, all the ladies that they have. You know, I don't know. We're going to have to keep watching. The next 2 episodes are going to have to be a turning point in the drama, in the series, in the lives of the ladies, for us to really be able to see if they're going to be able to sustain as a Married to Medicine Atlanta. Right now, I don't see it. But it's just the second episode. So we're going to keep up, you know, because to me, everything else that they did was just fillers. You know, the little sidebar conversations, you know, the Imani, the Britain thing. Y'all are wearing that out already. It's 2 episodes in, and I'm like, y'all don't, she's apologized 5,000 times. You still in your feelings. You still this little blonde. You know, I'm cute, I'm pretty, but I have substance. If that's what y'all gonna run, it's not gonna work. We're gonna have to see more in-depth family settings. We're gonna have to see more of the business side. We're gonna have to see some true and real friendships blossom. We're gonna have to really see some real and true, you know, Married to Medicine. So that's all I have, guys. Like I said, it was flat. It really wasn't anything spectacular. The 3rd episode, they got to bring it there on their own. We're going to see where it goes from there. But other than that, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to check out my website for creative ideas, www.creativeconcepts-events.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Creative Concept Event Planning. You can also find me on Instagram, the one and only Creative Concepts. And I have many platforms and many genres of things that you can go to and check out. Also, let's not forget COVID-19. Let's play our part. Let's stay safe. Stay at home initiative is still active for a lot of states. Let's not forget to wash our hands, sanitize, disinfect, wear your mask in public. Let's not forget to do what the guidelines ask us to do, your local and your federal government. That's all I have for you guys. Come on over to my page on Facebook Live tonight at 6:30. We're going to talk about Little Fires Everywhere, episode number 4. Oh, no, episode number 5. And we're going to have a giveaway. So if you like and subscribe to this video, you will get your name entered for the giveaway. But have a good day, guys, and see you soon.